One of the other great quarterbacks in football who, when you look at his statistics for this season, you would think he's playing this weekend, but his team was 4-12 despite Deshaun Watson having one of the great seasons of any quarterback in the NFL this year. He posted a tweet today, and look, we have to consider everything he says within the context of what's happening. Everyone knows there's an issue between him and the Texans. Everyone knows he's inclined to get out of Houston. He tweets today, I've been trying to have some patience. I told my mama she should pray on it. And my first thought was, gee, people are going to say this is a song lyric, and it turns out that it is. It's from a Future song. Codeine Crazy, I believe, is the name of the song, although that's not my age group by any means. But I had some younger reporters reach out to me and tell me that's exactly what it was. But still, Myles, it would be naive, given how big of a deal this is, for people to not look at that and say, yeah, it's lyrics from a Future song. But at the same time, he knows and we know what's going on. And I looked at that as just the latest little piece of evidence, just the latest little thing that adds a little more heat to a hot situation in Houston.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think anytime somebody's tweeting out song lyrics, there's a purpose to it. It's like when a decade and a half ago when everybody had MySpace pages and you would put your song on there. It was to say, oh, this is my mood right now. I'm really, really happy. My boyfriend just did something really nice for me, or I'm really angry because somebody just broke up with me. It's the same sort of thing, I think, when you've got guys now tweeting out song lyrics. And whatever it is that they have some sort of purpose behind them. I don't think anything like this in this social media age where everybody is online, everybody's got Instagram, everybody's got Twitter, everybody's doing Snapchat, most people now even have TikTok. Everything has a purpose once you reach a certain level of celebrity. So I don't understand exactly what the connection is with Future that he seems to have, because I was on 2, then I took it to a 10. That also was a Future song lyric too. So it's interesting to me that Deshaun Watson just loves to quote Future, but there has to be some sort of thing that's also behind it, because nothing is just benign these days.
And this comes one day, Myles, after the Texans interviewed Eric Bienemy. They got a special dispensation from the league, permission from the Chiefs to talk to Eric Bienemy before the Chiefs' playoff run ends, because the Texans had failed during the Kansas City bye week to interview like Eric Bienemy like every other team did, except for the Eagles, who presumably will be able to interview him as well. They got to the party a little bit late. They have a different reason for not interviewing Eric Bienemy the first week after the regular season ended. Is that enough? I wonder, with the tweet today, is Deshaun Watson as skeptical as I am and you may be about whether or not they're just interviewing Eric Bienemy to placate Deshaun Watson? I reported over the weekend that Deshaun Watson also recommended that Robert Saleh be interviewed, and he was completely ignored on that one. They didn't make a request at any time to talk to Robert Saleh before or after the first week of the process. I think Deshaun Watson is, or at least should be, skeptical about what's going on, and I think that tweet has something to do with expressing his current state of mind, his current skepticism about whether or not the Texans really are trying to fix this, and if so, are they going about it the right way?
Yeah, for sure. And look, I think it's interesting that Eric Bienemy would even accept the interview in the first place after what was going on there. If the Chiefs have a bye week and everybody is able to interview this guy and you don't do that at that time, what exactly are you doing? And so I think that should certainly factor into it. But when it comes to Deshaun Watson and whether he's placated enough by this, I don't know that it would make me feel that placated, just because, now you're deciding that, okay, now it's really a problem, and now you should actually do something that I recommended to you, even though sensibly the best quarterback that most people have ever seen in their lifetime has said, I recommend this guy. This guy is somebody that has helped me in my career. And so now that's something that can maybe help you in your career as well. So the other thing that I just kind of thought was interesting is, if you're Eric Bienemy, why did you not just tell him to kick rocks? Because that is something that I might have done, even though obviously there's only 32 of these jobs and only a certain amount of them come open every single year. But I don't know, Mike, were you surprised that Bienemy didn't just tell the Texans to kick rocks?
Yes, but also, Myles, you go into this now with some power. They need you. If they want to salvage their relationship with Deshaun Watson, they've got to come get you. That means you can ask for a little more money. You can ask for a little more security. You can get one of these 6-year deals that the dysfunctional teams seem to now have to give out in order to convince people to go work there. But for Bienemy, I said this earlier today with Sims on PFT Live, I would want to budget up to 2 hours. Me with Deshaun Watson, one-on-one in a room, and it may not take 2 hours. It may take 5 minutes. I want to know, if I put my name on the bottom of that contract, is that going to be enough for you to be all in? Are you my guy? Are you here? Or are we going to be doing this dance throughout this first offseason? Because I'm not taking this job, Deshaun, if I think you're not going to want to be fully committed to being the quarterback of my football team.
Yeah, for sure. Because otherwise, why would you not stay in Kansas City, continue to perhaps win Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes until the perfect situation comes up? Because right now, if you're Eric Bienemy, despite not getting that many looks, I guess we could say, in this particular coaching cycle, you're always going to be a hot candidate as long as you're working with Patrick Mahomes and you're working with that offense, and that offense is as productive as it continues to be. So if this is not the right fit, if this is not the perfect fit, and if Deshaun Watson isn't saying, yes, if you come here, I'm here with you and we're all in on this, then I don't think that that's a perfect fit for Eric Bienemy.
You know, the other thing too, Myles, and this may be a reason why Eric Bienemy didn't say no, the NFL is a very unique industry. It's $32 billion businesses, most of which are run by monarchies. And if you get in the business of pissing off, sorry, London, one, you may have trouble getting your foot in the door with others. I mean, look at what Josh McDaniels is dealing with 3 years after he spurned the Colts. He's having a hard time generating real interest. And now the Eagles are interested because what the hell else are the Eagles going to do, frankly? They've got a job that's almost as undesirable right now as the Texans' job. But I think there's something to that. Even if you don't take the job, going through the courtesy of sitting for the interview, of playing the game, that is something that I think was smart for Bienemy to do, because you don't want other owners to hold that against you next year.
Yeah, that's true. And when you think about it that way, it's also the thing of, oh, well, if I get into this interview and no matter what I'm going to do, then I'll probably have a better interview the next time. And whether it's a fit or not, because not every job is a fit for everybody or every coach. But if you get into that interview, you say what you need to say, you find out what you need to find out, maybe you actually end up thinking it's better than you might have thought it would be coming in, or you figure that, okay, yeah, it's actually exactly what I thought. So I don't know. I think what you're saying about it being the gatekeepers and all that, that probably is true too. So it does behoove him whenever he gets the opportunity to then take up that opportunity and take it seriously.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.